Very beautiful. Thank you. Poem that one of my Green Witch sisters wrote for spring equinox. And yeah, let me start there. So either keep your eyes open or closed. The other side of ice is flowing water. These early days of spring, what a memory brings us, gives us a new way to move. The grief and loneliness cradled in our hands. We heal with joy like seedlings. Look, here is what we can plant. Possibility. After honoring the stillness of winter, the cold, what was sown into the cocoon is ourselves. No other option except to be us fully. These are the branches and the roots. This is the way through an infinite pathway of being. Look, we belong here together. The equinox, the balancing between the season. We are initiated in new ways. We are being reborn as if we are children ourselves. Our own inner maiden calling to our sovereignty, adventure. Ostara, goddess, we thank you as we plant our acorns, paint our eggs, and call to the light to beckon it forward. We are one in the same with the seasons. Darkness is our own gentle teacher, delivered us here at the mouth of the thawing river to say, you have always known how to swim, wild one, a kind of nakedness, laughing, a sort of bubbling spring. Spring with all our hand gestures saying, this is our circle and so we must tend to it, turning the soil over, our bodies to the sun and singing with all of our voices, one chorus. And that, bring your hands together at your heart center. Close your eyes. Find yourself thawing. Find yourself connecting to that oneness. Find yourself dropping down into your heart and moving into your navel. For as the earth speaks to us in all of its rebirth, it reminds us that we move through the heart and the navel, that synchronicity will happen in our lives. But when we move through the head, we get stuck this way or that, right or wrong. So drop deep into your heart and wander even deeper into your soul. Know that as you thaw, as you find yourself opening up to this beautifulness of spring, that we hold all beings so sacred, all the beings that are here with us today and all the beings that have passed and all the beings that are healing in their own way. And to that, we inhale for the sound of Om, deep breath in. As you release your hands, keep your eyes closed for just a moment. This is the time of rebirth, and rebirth means that something must die. Something must let go. It doesn't mean something bad. It just means a rebirth is to awaken, to wake up. Slowly wake up, open your eyes, come onto your hands and knees, and press back into child's pose. Draw into your breath, in breath and the out breath. Noticing that that is even a place of birth and death, sunrise and sunset, seasons that change. To choose from your heart means to dedicate a very quiet knowing without having to explain anything intellectually. What's important to realize is that our ego is not there to make choices, that the ego is there to give form to our choices in the everyday world. The ego may seem more rational than the heart because it calls on the language of rational reasoning and common knowledge as standards. But in fact, the ego does not want to differ from the known or predictable. When you base your life on external influences, you're not really living, you're being lived. And this will gnaw at you, bring inner turmoil. Make decisions from your heart. Drop deep inside yourself. Find that light of your soul. Once you take this step, you end up in a different life stream. From the flow of rational, you enter the flow of synchronicity. The word synchronicity here refers to the surprising and positive events that suddenly take place effortlessly in your life. They appear out of nowhere. Come up to your hands and knees and take downward facing dog. Lift your hips high to the sky. And connect through your hands and connect through your feet. Feel yourself drawing up through the backs of your legs as if you're lifting your calf muscles up. You're drawing all the way up to your seat, so lift up onto your tippy toes. Nice, Kim. All the way up. And then keep your seat this high and lower your heels back down. Settle in. Drop into the heart. And then lower down to those knees and do a little cat and cow. Maybe eyes open, maybe eyes closed. And then once again, drop back into child's pose. We cannot explain synchronicity from the viewpoint of the mind, because synchronicity is essentially nothing other than the rhythm of your soul. When you live from the rhythm of your soul, miracles happen in your life. And when you listen to your soul and you do not push and shove against life, events and meetings happen spontaneously on your path that help you radiate the light of your soul on earth. Let your upper body walk to the right side of your mat. Keep your breath long here. And then walk to the other side. One of the things that I find to be very important for myself, it's not, let me say this differently since I am a yoga teacher by trade, but living your life as an example, not offering unsolicited advice. Live your life through your soul and through your heart. Come back to center, downward facing dog. And stepping your right foot forward, please. Bring both hands inside your right foot. And either lower down to your elbows or just walk your hands slightly forward. Maybe have a block underneath your elbows. Make sure your knee does not pass your ankle here. And here, settle into the beat of your heart. It is also in these places of the heart and the place of the navel or the pelvis that we can greet each other differently than we do through the mind. Think about it. If you meet everybody through your heart, how would that look? Navel in, rib cage lifted, mind dropping to the ground. Come up onto straight arms and walk to the left until you find yourself at the center of your mat. Turn to that long side, Prasarita Padottanasana, and a deep bow here. Once again, you may lift up to those tippy toes for a moment. Keep the hips super high. Feel yourself pulling up through the earth, up through the calves, and then lower those heels back down. And again, find that exhale to get a little longer. Super beautiful. Walking your hands back up to the front of your mat. Turn, 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 lifting your back heel. Now lower your back knee and sweep your arms up to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Bend your elbows, cactus arms, and lean back as if you're being held. Keep sending that right knee forward. Gorgeous. Hands down to the floor, frame the front foot, straighten the front leg, Ardha Hanumanasana. Back knee stays down, drag the front heel down and back, pull it back. Bow over that right leg. Scoop that low belly a lot, especially on the right side. We bow and we bow and we bow to our life, to all beings, very unique path. We don't know why others do what they do. But if we trust in this universe, how can we not trust in everything that happens for a reason? Bending that front knee, placing the foot on the floor, swing the back leg forward, standing forward bend. You could even have your knees slightly bent here. Open and close your mouth. Sweep your arms out and up to the sky, both feet at the front of your mat. Take hold of your left wrist and pull to the right. Anchor through the legs, settle in through the heart. Come back to center, switch sides. Come back to center, cactus arms. Start to lean back as if you're dropping into a back bend. Keep your inner thighs moving back, your ribs moving back. Bow forward as you exhale. That's beautiful, everybody. Send your left leg back behind you, both hands inside. Come down to your elbows or straight arms. Oh, I'm sorry. Right? Sorry. I was so proud of myself too. You have no idea. I'm like, I found my way back. Left leg forward, right leg back. I swear I thought I said it right too. Good. Again, down to your elbows if you'd like, or straight arms, or block. Well, also your confused looks are always priceless.
Don't worry, we'll fight.
I know. Support. So think of lifting through the back body and then dropping through the heart. So you have this protection and the support at your back body as it rounds a little bit, and then you let the heart melt. You thaw. Beautiful. And walking, straightening up your arms, walking to the right until you come to the center of your mat. Turn, turn, turn. Maybe lifting up onto your tippy toes here. Nice Heidi, nice Susan, nice Lisa. And then lowering back down to your heels, trying to keep your seat as high as you can. Again, that drawing up through the calf muscles, engaging through the hamstrings, back of the legs. Super engaged. Even letting your mouth slightly open here. And your head side to side, release any tension in the neck. And then walking yourself back to the front of the mat, drop your back knee, inhale your arms to the sky. Bend your elbows and lean back, lean back, lean back. Keep sending that knee forward. Nice, Nancy, dropping your hands to the floor, straightening that front leg, Ardha Hanumanasana. Dig that heel down, draw it back. And lifting that left side body, that left lower belly a lot. Beautiful. Re-bending that front knee, lifting your back knee, step to the front of your mat, standing forward bend. Nice, Roz. Inhale the arms out and up. Interlace your palms this time and press straight up. And as well, reach over to your right side, side body. And reach over to your left. Come back to center, drop your elbows wide, lean back, taking a back bend, keeping the inner groins moving back and wide. Relaxing through your face. Bow forward as you exhale. Step your left foot back, not too far. Go straight with both legs. A deep bow over your right leg, hands on blocks or on the floor. Move from that place of the ethers. Time and space is elusive. Become in this body where we have a mind. But allowing the mind to act out what it is that the heart and the soul create. Bring it into this world. Drop into the heart here. With your exhale, step to the front of the mat, change legs, right leg back, left leg forward. Dropping the mind. As the mind drops, you can add more breath. Find space. Good. Step to the front of the mat, hands on your hips, press down through your legs, rise up to stand. Pause for a minute and just feel. Hug your left knee into your chest. Send your left leg out in front of you, placing your hands underneath your thigh. Press your thigh down into your hands, lift your chest higher. Good, now keep the leg that high and take your arms to the sky. Good, bending that knee, send it back for Virabhadrasana 3. Straightening or bending both as you wish. Rise back up, plant both feet on the floor, relax your arms alongside the body. Hug your right knee into your chest. Stretching that right leg out. Now here's a little bit of a trick. So we tend to over tuck our tailbone here. So take your sit bones back and wide. And then press your hamstrings down into your hand, lift your chest higher. Good, keep the leg where it is, reach your arms to the sky. Keep the navel drawn in and your heart lifted. And send the leg back behind you for third warrior. And again, any expression for you today, maybe bending the knees just for fun. And then come back, both feet to the front of the mat, bend your knees, reach your arms forward and up chair. Slowly lift that left ankle on top of your right knee, left ankle on top of right knee. Clasp your hands behind your back. Take your groins back as much as you can, send your butt back, and then lean forward. Relax through your mouth, relax through your eyes. Nice, Allison. Nice, Nicola. Okay, reach those arms back up into chair, drop your left foot softly down to the floor as if it never left, and then change sides. Make sure you flex that right foot. Clasp your hands behind your back. Lean forward. Exhaling the whole way. Raise those arms back up, plant the foot, and bow forward. Step back, downward facing dog. Drop those knees to the floor and press back into child's pose. Effort meets grace. Grace meets effort. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle. Rise up, downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank pose. Lower all the way down to your belly. And then take those really slow, mindful cobras where you lift up into cobra, just a little lift. Turn your cheek to the side and lower down. Slowly lift up Turn your cheek to the other side and lower down. Just a couple of these. And then whichever side your cheek likes the most, stay there. And relax. From the perspective of the soul, coincidence doesn't exist. The good that you attract when you live from your heart is a reflection of your joy and imagination. Your soul is, in a manner of speaking, throwing valuable gifts to you from heaven. The question is whether you can receive these gifts. Have you emptied your mind? Have you let go of expectations? Have you allowed yourself to surrender and leap into the vast unknown? Letting go of force. This way or that way, right way, wrong way. And now turn your cheek to the other side, just because the other side needs loving too. So following the rhythms of nature, spring equinox, a time to rebirth. And to hold dear all that surrounds you, friends and family. Last night we had kirtan here, and Josh has this wonderful song that's It's Your Love, it starts with, and it's just so beautiful. And at the end, he has us stare into each other's eyes as we sing It's Your Love. And he says, it just seems like it's easy sometimes to call on the gods and the goddesses and all of the energies that exist. But how about the people that stand right beside you day in and day out? To look into their eyes and say, it's your love that keeps me going. It's your love that ignites that spark inside of me. Maybe that's what we can do today, to reach out and tell everybody it's your love that has made me exactly what I am today. Downward facing dog. Inhaling that right leg back and up behind you, down dog split. And sending that right knee forward for pigeon. Maybe that means coming onto your back today. Whatever works for you, works for me. And then drawing those knees in toward each other. And acting as if there's a beach ball underneath your belly. Come forward with a rounded back, just pulling that rib cage in. Igniting that navel center. And maybe bringing your forehead down to a block. Maybe to the floor to your hands. And if there does feel like there's a space that feels a little tighter, breathe into it, ask, have the conversation. What can I do to help open up this space? Last Sunday, I was part of my teacher Robin Rose's her spring equinox offering, myself and two other of her apprentices and her. And at one point during the meditation that she gave, she asked us to call on our allies, our plant allies, to support us in anything that we're ready to rebirth. And working with her for the past 3 years, I've had 3 allies. I've had red raspberry, I've had rose, and I've had mugwort as my allies. The minute she said to call on them, like I felt all of this incredible love surrounding me. Like that's amazing how that not only can we call on each other for that, but calling on nature to support whatever we're ready to rebirth. Take yourself back up, downward facing dog. If you're on your back, you're welcome to stay there. And then take a vinyasa if you'd like. If you want to move through plank, lower down cobra, if you want to take an upward dog this time, or just take a really masterful cobra, go for it. Yes, nice, Veronica. Beautiful. Nice, Roz. Nice, Lisa. And then we'll meet on the second side for pigeon, either on your back or coming forward, left knee, reaching behind your left wrist. Squeeze again the knees toward each other, rounding through the back just for a moment to lift the front body to the back body. And then you got to do that little extra by melting the heart. Even in a place that for most of us feels pretty easeful, make sure your breath is long. This beauty of bowing, the soul's journey. And remember, there isn't anything we bring to this human body that we can't use. It's not ever calling the mind bad. Absolutely not. A gift. But for just today, drop in the heart to make your decisions. Drop even lower into the belly. Just for today. Walk yourself back up. Swing that right leg forward on top, that right knee on top of that left knee. Right knee on top of left knee. Maybe a little blanket underneath your seat if that works for you better. And also remember, right shin in front of left shin works very well too. And once you have your seat anchored to the floor and as wide as it will go, the wide seat moment, and then come forward, bow. Bowing the head. So your ears get closer to your heart and you can hear more whispers. Slowly rise back up and change sides, please. Again, the left shin in front of right shin works really well. Or left knee on top of right knee. Always use a prop if you need. Make sure your seat is anchored, and then you can come forward. Remember the place of your sacrum, nice seat connecting to the floor, and then right above that, it lengthens, gets longer. It's always very surprising to me how quickly, once the weather starts to get a little bit nice, that the little weeds start popping up immediately, right? For the first time, and I know for some of you, you're like, I think some of you will do a happy dance with me, and some of you will be like, that's very nice, Sheryl. I have nettle in my yard for the very first time, which is like the most exciting thing ever. And so I went over and I took a piece, and you have to be very careful the way you touch nettle because it will sting you. But I took a little leaf and I ate it immediately. And then I started to feel my throat close. Like, oh, maybe not yet. Maybe you need to cook that. I was fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. That's why it's always saying nibble on things that you don't really know if you can eat it straight, which you can have nettles. I don't know why it didn't really close. I'm exaggerating, but it was kind of super excited to start nibbling. Good. Walk yourself back up and lie on your back. No way. Hug your knees into your chest. And then happy baby pose. Beautiful. Wrap your right knee on top of your left knee here. Perry, just bring the soles of your feet together. Just bring your feet together and let your knees drop open. Good. Squeeze your shins toward each other. Drop your arms alongside the body. And just draw your knees in toward you and away from you, in toward you and away from you. Beautiful. Stretch the legs straight up and then switch. Other knee on top. Once again, squeeze the shins. Draw the knees in and out. Beautiful. Unwind your feet, plant your feet down onto the floor. And lift up into bridge. So Perry, if you want to do any other back bend, either cat cow. I don't know if you want to do camel, that might be too intense. But any other back bend is fine. You don't have to be on your back though if it doesn't feel good.
As long as I don't have to be on my.
Got it. Beautiful, everybody. Lower down. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Roll all the way up, stepping back to plank and then lowering down to your belly. Reach back for your ankles. If you cannot reach your ankles, coming back into a nice little cobra. Otherwise, take hold of your ankles, forehead to the mat, pull that navel in. And as you feel ready, lift up both halves of the body, bow pose. And then release down and relax. And bring your arms alongside the body, chin to the mat. Stretch your light arms back, so do Shalabhasana. You can always take your arms underneath your body as well. That feels better. And then lifting up both legs. Taking the right leg just a little higher, bringing the left leg up to meet it. And then letting the legs get heavy, drop them down as you slide your hands up for Cobra. Nice. Beautiful. Press back, child's pose. We did at least the first half of the class all in forward bends. Just igniting that feeling of bowing the head to the heart. Now let the heart just burst open. Walk your hands up. Prepare for camel. Hands up onto your hips. Either tuck your toes or keep the tops of your feet flat, whatever feels best for you. Reaching down, pressing down through those hips. You can either keep your hands on your low back or reach your hands back for your ankles. Keeping the tops of your thighs moving back. And if you feel comfortable, release and sit on your heels. If not, just stay lifted up for a moment because we're going to take it a second time. Good, this time, come on back up. And before we take it into camel, lift your seat off your heels. And I want you to lift your right foot up. So you're doing a thigh stretch here. So reach for your right ankle, bring your right foot to your outer right hip. Take your left arm up to the sky. As if you're doing camel here, just reach back. Keep the arm overhead though, lean back, pulling the heel in. Nice, Heidi, beautiful. Good, come on up. Nice, Kim. Switch sides when you're ready. Super beautiful release. Either sit on your heels or stay upright. One last little thing here, but take a break for a moment. One more time, finally. One more camel. Lift up. Last one. Either hands at your low back or reach back for your ankles. Beautiful. Slowly, mindfully release back into child's pose. Tune into your unique path. Dare to surrender to the wisdom of your heart and honor the natural rhythm of your soul that aligns with your voice of your heart. You listen to your gut feelings. It gives you inspiration. Recognize the rhythm and timing of your soul. Downward facing dog. Inhaling that right leg back and up behind you, down dog split, and then bringing the heel to your butt. Don't open up though, keep the knee pointing toward the floor. And then look forward, send your armpit slightly forward and kick your heel toward the back of your head as if you're going to touch your heel to the back of your head. Keep lifting through the heart as an anchor, navel in. Good, lower that leg and switch sides. Looking forward as you kick your heel toward the back of your head. Good, lower that leg down, come down to your knees for just a moment. Drop your elbows down to the floor. Elbows underneath your shoulders, palms flat. Drag your heart forward, but pull your rib cage in. Lift your knees back up off the floor. If you're in a forearm dog, take your right leg to the sky. Don't open it up. Keep the knee pointing toward the floor. Pull your heel towards your butt. Look forward as if you're going to kick your heel toward the back of your head. And switch. And release down. Good. Just push straight up into straight arms here. And then walk your feet up to your hands, standing forward bend. Roll up slow, one vertebra at a time. Inhale your arms to the sky, hold on to your left wrist, pull to the right. And sweep to the other side. Come back to center, drop your elbows and lean back into that beautiful open heart. Gorgeous. Bring your hands to your heart center, close your eyes and breathe. Let your eyes open, hug your left knee into your chest. Come into tree pose. Elbows wide into cactus arms. Take that same deep back bend, reach back. Go back, go back. Don't play it safe. And come on up and release. Second side when you're ready. Lean back, lean back, lean back. Come back to center. Reach those arms up to the sky. Bow forward and come into squat. Or any version, maybe up on your tippy toes, maybe a blanket underneath your heels. And then lower all the way down, bring the soles of your feet together and bow forward, maybe sit up on a blanket. Your own unique path. Your own soul's journey. And you're never alone. Not only do you have community, but you have the wild ones. Walk yourself back up, plant your feet, bring your hands behind you, fingertips toward your buttocks. Lift up into that reverse table. Lower that down, lift your feet up for boat pose. You can have your legs straight or knees bent. One more time, lower the feet. Now here, hands behind you, fingertips toward the buttocks, bend your elbows and sink back, tuck your chin into your chest. And then press the heart up as you start to straighten those arms, and then lift your seat up. Lead from the heart. Lower your seat down. Now, reach your feet off the floor, but keep your knees bent. Reach your arms forward, and then pull your heart forward, and then straighten your legs if you'd like. Otherwise, keep your knees bent. Beautiful. Come to a cross-legged position. Beautiful, everybody. Make a choice. What inversion would you like today? Legs up the wall, headstand, handstand, forearm balance. None at all. Need to go to the bathroom. I have to go get a snack. It's from Pamela Cribe, Earth Speaks, Messages from Mother Earth. She said, I am Earth and I embrace you gently and firmly as a mother. From the ground beneath your feet, I bear and protect you. Allow me to give you what you need. By opening yourself up, you let the cells of your body take in the life force and energy. Feel like you're being held. Take another minute here. You need to come out of your inversion before that minute, feel free to do that. And finding yourself moving from inversion to a comfortable cross-legged seats. Closing your eyes. Dropping from the mind down into the heart. And down into the navel. And bringing your thumb and your first finger to touch, but palms facing down. Begin breath of fire, pumping the navel in and out. In and out. Exhale fully. Inhale deeply. Hold this breath as you draw the navel in and up. And exhale. I want you to try that. So alternate nostril breathing, right? Where you go from side to side. We're going to try that with breath of fire. And I want you to really bring the breath down into your belly, into that fire place. So if you haven't done it before, it looks like this. So I'm going to change sides of the nostril and I'm going to pump the navel center as I'm doing that. Okay, so we'll try it for a minute. So let your hand drop, inhale both nostrils. Hold the breath, draw the navel in and up, squeeze your spine. And exhale. And finally, just 1 minute, alternate nostril breathing, no pumping the navel. In through one nostril, out through the other. And as you exhale through that left nostril, release the hand, just 1 minute silent meditation. Drop into the heart. Stay here, down to your back for some more. So gently begin to deepen your breath. Allow your body to stretch and yawn in any way. Feels good to you. You're on your back. Turn over onto your right side. Come on up to sit. Happy with your practice? You do not know our closing chant that we chant often. Just let your ears be open to hear. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotiya Mrityurma Amritam Amritam Gamaya Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotiya Mrityurma Amritam From the unreal to the real, darkness to light, to the fear of death, to the knowledge of immortality. Bring your hands to your heart center, and sliding your hands up to that space between the eyebrows. Namaste, everybody. Namaste. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day, everybody.
Thank you, Sheryl.
Thank you, Sheryl.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye.